Hello everyone, welcome to the playlist of control system. We have already discussed what is the meaning of root locus and what are the procedures to complete the root locus, plot the root locus. Today we'll discuss about how to plot the root locus curve and how to predict the system is stable or not. So we have one simple problem. Sketch the complete root locus of the given system having the transfer function, loop transfer function g of s h of s equal to k upon s into s plus 1, s plus 2, s plus 3. It is the transfer function which is given. So first in the foremost, step number one, we'll follow the step by step systematically. First in the foremost, what you are supposed to do is identify the number of system poles, number of zeros, number of branches, and recognize them. Definition 1. System pole are the roots of the denominator of the given transfer function or root of the characteristic equation of the given transfer function. That means consider the denominator polynomial, equate the denominator polynomial to 0, find out the roots so that you can able to get the number of poles. Coming to the number of zeros, equate the denominator polynomial to 0 so that you are able to get the roots of the numerator polynomial. So numerator polynomial equated to 0, calculate the roots, then you are able to get zeros. Equate the denominator polynomial to 0, you are able to get the poles. Similarly, the branch need to be calculated. Remember that whenever you are considering the branch, it will always start from the pole n to 0. Otherwise, if zeros are not there, it will start from the pole, then go into infinity. That point you are supposed to remember. Okay, so by the way, let us go for the loop transfer function, which is already given in the question. So number of poles, equate the denominator polynomial to 0. So there are 4 poles available. S equal to 0, S equal to minus 1, S equal to minus 2, at S equal to minus 3. We have 4 poles. Looking at the numerator, so we don't have any zeros. So there is no zeros. Therefore, how to calculate the branches? The number of branches equal to. So we can use the formula. A number of pole minus number of zeros. Tell me number of poles. We have 4 number of poles and we have 0 number of zeros. So that is equal to 4. Remember, we have 4 number of branches available. So make a note. So P minus Z is equal to 4. Number of branches will be equal to 4. Here, pole is greater than 0. So 4 branches are available, which is already given in the column number 1. Starting point is 0, then terminating to infinity. Starting point is equal to minus 1, then terminating to infinity. Starting point is minus 2, terminating to infinity. Starting point is equal to minus 3, terminating to infinity. This table is very desirable. Okay, so this will simplify your task. Coming to the step number 1 is successfully completed. Coming to the step number 2, plot the pole 0 plot in the sigma j omega plot. That means S domain you have to plot. S plot you are supposed to do. Like complex plane, right? Draw the complex plane, mark poles and 0. Pole will be marked by using cross mark, 0 will be marked by using small 0. Identify the sections of the real axis of the existence of the root locus and predict the minimum number of breakaway points using the general prediction. Okay. Uh, a point in the real axis on the root locus where 2 or more roots occur for a particular value of k is called a breakaway point. We need to compute the breakaway point. So there is a small assumption we have to apply. So let us talk about a breakaway point will be always in the real axis only. A point in the real axis of the root locus where 2 or more branches meet and break away from each other either towards 0 or infinity. So that is a common factor. So a breakaway point always lies on the root locus. That is a major important point. Kindly underline this statement. So same thing you can write in your examination also. So now we are going to compute the breakaway point. Yeah. Before that, let us draw the sigma j omega. That means the complex plane. Let us draw. So here the pole will be marked as, generally we call it as an S plane. So pole will be marked using cross mark. There are 4 number of pole at S equal to 0, then S equal to minus 1, then S equal to minus 2, then S equal to minus 3. So here you can see there is no root locus. So next point, there must be a root locus in between 2 poles. In between another 2 poles, there is no root locus. Then root locus. Alternatively, you have to mark. Okay, that is most important. Similarly, after this, there is no root locus. Alternatively, root locus is present. Okay, here we can say our number of possible breakaway point between here or in this point. Kindly make a note of this. Okay, there are 2 possible breakaway points are there. So now what we are going to do is step number 3, calculate the angle of asymptote. Angle of asymptote is given by one of the important formula, that is theta equal to 2q plus 1 into 180 degree divided by p minus z. P is nothing but number of poles, z is nothing but number of zeros. Q you can take from 0, 1, 2, 3. So, okay, that means the asymptote are straight lines which act as a guidelines for branches approaching infinity. Okay, it will act as a reference, we can say. So now we know that angle of asymptote is given by, first of all, put q is equal to 0, then q is equal to 1, q is equal to 2. Like that you have to put. So now, by the way, we can say whenever q is equal to 0, theta will be 45. Whenever q is equal to 1, then theta equal to 135. Q is equal to 2, theta equal to 225. Q is equal to 4, then 3 like a 315. So total number of branches will be p minus z. No. So based on the p minus z, you are supposed to select q is equal to 0, q is equal to 1, q is equal to 2, and q is equal to 3. Like this, you have to provide. Okay. So now step number 4, determine the centroid. Sketch the separate plot for step number 3 and step number 4. Coordinate for centroid is given by, we have the formula. Summation of real part of the pole minus summation of real part of zeros divided by number of pole minus number of z. Okay. So real part of the pole, what are the real part of the pole? You have to compute it. So real part of the pole will be like we can say 0, -1, -2, -3, minus 0, because there is no zeros available. You put 0. Similarly, p minus z is nothing but 4 minus 0. So you should get sigma is equal to -1.5. Centroid is equal to -1.5. You need to mark over that. Okay. Next is calculating the breakaway point. So we found out there are two possible breakaway points. We have to compute the breakaway point. First of all, please write the characteristics equation. 1 plus g of s h of s equal to 0. G of s h of s is already given in the question. So rearrange the characteristics equation, separate the value of k. Later on, compute dk by ds equal to 0. dk by ds equal to 0. Okay, dk by ds equal to 0. But then what you can do is you are able to get the possible roots. Okay, check whether the breakaway points lies on the root locus, as every breakaway point should lies on the root locus. Okay, substitute the value of breakaway point in the equation k and find whether k is positive or negative. If the value of k is positive, then substitute the value of s is equal to a valid breakaway point. Ensure that a k value should be positive. If breakaway point is complex, use the angle condition to check the validity. Right now, we don't have any other issue. Okay, now we have the characteristic equation 1 plus g of s h of s equal to 0. G of s h of s is already available like in the question. Okay. So now separate the value of k as per the simplification. Then separate k first. Later on, calculate dk by ds. Later on, from this you compute the value of k. How to get it? Compute the value of s. How to get it? dk by ds should be equal to 0. So we'll apply principle of maxima minima theorem. So ultimately, s equal to minus 2.6118, s equal to minus 0.381, s equal to minus 1.5. Later on, what you are going to do is substitute s value in the equation k. Okay, first of all, s equal to minus 2.618, you have to substitute in k. Then s equal to minus 0.381 in the equation k. Similarly, s equal to minus 1.5 in the equation k is equal to this equation. All right. So from that, I'll be getting k is equal to 1, k is equal to 1, k is equal to minus 0.5625. From that, you please take the positive values of k only. Okay, that means s is equal to minus 2.618, then s equal to minus 3.381. These are the two possible points. Okay, you can ignore s equal to minus 1.5. All right. So these are so first two are the valid breakaway points. So hope you understood how did you calculate the breakaway points. Then calculate the intersection points on the root locus with the imaginary axis using root Hurwitz criteria. So what you can do is write the characteristic equation. From that, construct the route array as per the procedure. Okay. Then from that, you are able to get the equation. So 60 minus 6k divided by 10 greater than or equal to 0. Otherwise, you can write like a if you want the a system stable, entire element of the first column should be positive. From this, at least one element, 60 minus 6k divided by 10, that is greater than or equal to 0. Otherwise, 60 minus 6k by 10 equal to 0, you can write it. So further simplification, 60 minus 6k will be equal to 0. 6k is equal to 60. K margin is equal to 10. So now consider the auxiliary equation as 10 square, what we can write is 10 square, plus 10 equal to 0. So go for the previous row, then you can write the auxiliary equation. So now s can be computed. S square equal to minus 1. S is equal to square root of minus 1. That is either I or j. Complex. Say complex actually. Complex root. So what we can write is s is equal to plus I or minus j. Two possible like s is available. So the roots of auxiliary equations are intersection points of the root locus with the imaginary axis. So like of course we have a point. We have to mark this point at the imaginary axis. These are the intersection point as well. So calculate the angle of departure or angle of arrival if applicable, if there are complex poles. So angle of departure formula 180 degree minus phi, where phi is nothing but summation of phi p minus summation of phi z. So phi p is equal to contribution of the angle made by the remaining open loop poles, uh, like where phi d is to be calculated. Phi z is contributions by the angle made by open loop zeros at the poles where phi d is equal to phi d to be computed. So please compute accordingly. So now you can like draw the S-plane. First of all, you have to draw the S-plane. Later, you have to mark all the poles. Since there is no zero, no need to worry. So here you can mark like breakaway points. Okay, 1 is equal to S equal to minus 1.5. Okay, now what you can do is you can like plot the angle of asymptote theta 1 equal to 45, other one is theta 2 is equal to 135, here theta is equal to 225, theta is equal to 315, so that you can mark. Similarly, b like breakaway point 1. Now we'll see the breakaway point 1. This is my breakaway point number 2. Okay, now you have to like mark the path accordingly. Here what you can do is from the breakaway point, so the loci will be moving outside actually towards like a plane. You can observe, similarly bottom also, because root locus will be always symmetrical to real axis. So if I am plotting upper side, we must follow in the lower side also. So it is going to be infinity, that you can remember. Similarly, looking at the other point, from this breakaway point, like Loki is moving towards infinity. Here also, the Loki is moving to be like infinity. So this is actually the entire root locus plot. So what is the conclusion? So we have to comment the stability and the performance of the system. Depending on the value of k, stability can be predicted as. So look at the value of k. We already computed, right? K value already computed. What is the value of k? Check out. So k value. Now let me go back. Okay. So k value. See, that is 10 only, no? K margin, that is 10 only. Okay. Now let me show you. Yeah, we have to prepare a table. First of all, if the k value lies between 0 and 10, system is stable. Suppose if k is equal to 10, we can say system is marginally stable, where k greater than 10, system become unstable. So that is the inference which you can make from the like this root locus plot. So mark the loci accordingly. You should know about like a breakaway point. Based upon the reference of the breakaway point, you have to mark the root loci. Even like you have to mark the centroid. Then for plotting the asymptote, then you are supposed to mark the like this point also you are supposed to mark where these 2 points, because it is going to be meeting at the like imaginary axis, right? So b1, b2, these are the breakaway points. Then i1 plus i1, this is plus i1, this is minus i1. Okay, so those things you have to mark properly. So kindly go through it. If you have any queries, do let me know, so we'll clarify further. So thank you so much for watching this video. So we'll come up with another example in the next video. Happy learning. I wish you all the very best for your examination and game.